I spent a lot of time the last several days thinking about the recent comments made by Bernie Sanders, David Hogg, and Hassan Piker that were all variations of the Democratic establishment needs to do more to cater to straight white men. And in particular, I've really spent a lot of time thinking about David Hogg's statements on Bill Maher that Gen Z straight white men would rather vote for a candidate that they somewhat disagree with than vote for a party that makes them feel like they have to walk on eggshells all the time. And speaking as a disabled woman, there has never been a single moment of my life where I haven't felt on some level like I was walking on eggshells with every iteration of the left. I felt that when I was working with the Democratic establishment. I felt that when I was working with the DSA. And I felt that every single time that I've interacted with fellow leftists. There has never been a time in my life as a disabled woman where I haven't been made to feel by other people on the left like my needs, the things that had to be done to accommodate me as a physically disabled woman, were at best an inconvenience and at worst a completely unacceptable distraction. But there's also never been a moment in my life where I haven't been 100% clear-eyed about the fact that that feeling is far preferable to the feeling that I have gotten and that I would continue to get working with the right. Because all of my interactions as a disabled woman with the right have been things like thousands of complete strangers sending me literal threats anytime I'm quoted in an article about universal health care or about the ACA, or things like actual literal members of Congress telling me how selfish I am because I want there to be policies that make it possible for disabled people like myself to stay alive. My interactions with the right have been things like my US Senator telling me to my face that it's not his job to make sure that disabled people like me can still access healthcare, and then immediately asking if he could pray over me. So every single day I wake up and I make the choice to embrace discomfort because the alternative is embracing a world in which I no longer exist. And I say that as someone who, despite being disabled, still has an immense amount of privilege. I'm a white woman. I don't ever have to worry about the immigration system being used to tear my family apart. I'm a white woman. I don't have to worry about sending my sons out and them never coming home because they became the latest victim of police. I'm a white woman. I don't have to worry about being the target of because someone doesn't like the way that I worship. And part of the reason that I wake up every day and I choose to embrace that discomfort working with the left is because I know what a complete waste it would be of that privilege that I was born into for me to take it over to the right. What is the point of all of that privilege if I'm not using it to fight for the rights of people even more marginalized than myself? And frankly, if you're a straight white dude and you're watching this, if your allyship requires that I accept you calling me or calling other people because of their disability, I don't fucking want it. If your allyship requires that black people choke it down anytime you want to make a racist joke or use the N-word, I don't fucking want it. If your allyship requires that women just accept anytime that you want to be a creep or you want to act like your need to get laid is somehow more important than everything else, I don't fucking want it, because that's not allyship. And let's just be fucking for real right now. The reason why some of you are unwilling to embrace any amount of discomfort, the reason why some of you expect to be catered to, not just your needs, but your wants to be catered to, is because you are the only people that know you can embrace the right and nothing bad happens to you. At least not on like your existence level, right? You embrace the right, bad things will happen to you financially, but you won't cease to exist. And the fact that Bernie Sanders, David Hogg, and Hassan Piker are taking all of that privilege that they have and turning it back on the rest of us, instead of calling other men to the carpet and doing the frankly much harder work to win them over without demanding that the rest of us capitulate to them, that's shameful. That is shameful. What is the point of all of your privilege and all of your platform if you're going to weaponize it against the rest of us instead of doing the hard, necessary work on other men?